Good afternoon everybody, Soft Sound Whispers here, and today I'm going to be fulfilling a request from Hello Friendo, and I think the other one was John's or something, I can't remember, but anyway I'll put it down in the box below. So I've actually done quite a few tea videos already, but Hello Friendo asked me if I could do a tea video showing exactly how the English do their tea. It's quite a hard one to do because it sort of varies with everybody. I think he or she, I get the he, but he or she had mentioned in their video that the Americans sort of do a whole cup in the microwave thing, which I think, to be honest, quite a few people in England do now. I think laziness mostly, or just the fact they don't have a teapot, but there is a very big difference in the quality of the tea, or the quality of the product that you get when you're done through doing it this way. So obviously, like I said, this varies, but this is just how my family do it. So, teapot. Now with some of my teas, like my loose leaf teas, I have a tea cage, and it's sort of a trap that holds loose leaf tea, and you put that in. But to be honest, that's not really doable for a lot of people. I mean, you've got to be a proper, connoisseur of teas to want to have to do that every time. And to be honest, this is actually my favourite tea anyway. If I'm going for a black tea, this is Marks and Spencer's Gold tea, and it's fair trade. It's just an English breakfast, and because I like my tea strong, I like to use 2 bags. So we put 2 bags, sometimes 3, into a teapot. I make this too loud, and then hot boiling water. We have something which is called a tea cosy, but I don't have a tea cosy that fits this teapot. I had one that my aunt had knitted, but I don't know where it's gone, so today I have no tea cosy. But a tea cosy is like an insulated cover that goes over the top and then keeps the whole thing warm and just keeps all the heat in a lot longer. And so yeah, so we let that brew for however long you like to. I like my tea strong, so I leave it for quite a while. So while that's brewing, I wanted to just tell you a little bit about somewhere that I absolutely love, somewhere that I spent a lot of time growing up, and the reason I want to tell you about it is because Halloween's coming up, and I've got quite a few sort of ideas for Halloween themed videos that I'm going to be putting up, and 2 of those are two stories that I like, basically, from this area in England. It's a very barren and wild place. It's called Dartmoor. It's in the southwest of England, and it's about 30 minutes from where I was brought up in Devon, driving, and it's a very empty place. I think there's only a population of about, I don't even know, can't speculate, but it's all sort of empty marshland and bogland, and not many people live there. It's a very difficult place to live. The weather's different there. It seems to have its own microclimate. It always seems fairly miserable, but it's actually renowned for being haunted, and it has lots of legends and folklore. One of the most famous would be, sort of the beast. So they think there's a big cat that roams around, and also, it's been subject matter and based. A lot of books have been based on it, like The Hound of the Baskervilles. It's based there. So anyway, I don't know all of this information offhand, so I am going to have to use my trusty laptop, and it's just a bit of information that I picked up that I thought might be a little bit interesting while we talked over a cup of tea. So Dartmoor's an area of moorland in south of Devon in England, and it's protected by the national park. I think it's because of this, they've got a lot of like wild horses, wild ponies, Dartmoor ponies. They're a specific breed of them, and they roam free everywhere. It's actually quite sad because they thrive in the environment, and there's so many of them. Every year the government has a cull of them, so they go and cull a lot of the horses on the moor and make them into dog food, which is quite sad, really. I don't think I agree with that. Much more rain falls on Dartmoor than in the surrounding lowlands, as much of the national park is covered in thick layers of peat. Peat is like decaying vegetation, sort of like moss and leaves and things that's all been decaying underground. The rain is usually absorbed quickly and distributed slowly, so the moor is rarely dry, hence why it's called a moor and boggy. In areas where the water accumulates, dangerous bogs or mires can result, and it covers 954 square kilometres, which is a huge amount of area, really, if you think about it. There are all sorts of stories of people getting stuck in the bogs, in the peat marshes, and dying, which is not nice. Some of the bogs on Dartmoor have achieved notoriety, the most notable being Mr. Fox Tallmeyer's supposedly the inspiration for the great Grimpen Mire in Conan Doyle's novel The Hound of the Baskervilles. Yeah, that was quite... I don't know if any of you have ever seen the movie. It's quite an old movie, but it's really scary. It was not until the early medieval period that the weather again became warmer, and the settlers moved back to the moors because, I think that's because I missed a bit out there, is a lot of people couldn't live there for a long time, and they left all of their farms and houses to ruin. Like their ancient forebearers, they also used the natural granite to build their homes, preferring a style known as the longhouse, some of which are still inhabited today, although they have been clearly adapted over the centuries. Many are now being used as farm buildings, while others are abandoned and fell to ruin. That's one of the things that you'll see most if you drive through it, because it's National Trust protected. You can't really do that much on it, there's no construction or anything, it's all protected land and to protect the wildlife and basically heritage. So there's a lot of roads through, so you go through, and there are things called tors, which are big pieces of rock, like huge, sort of like a hill of rock basically, and they all look like, you've got Hound Tor and Hay Tor, they all sort of resemble something, and so you go and do them, and we do these things called, we go hashing and walking on the moors. There's also it's called 10 tours, which every year sort of schools compete on 10 tours, and it's just this massive long walk to do all the tours, and yeah, it's quite cool. Some way into the moor stands the town of Princetown, the site of the notorious Dartmoor prison, which is originally built both by and for prisoners of war from the Napoleonic wars. The prison has a now misplaced reputation for being escape-proof due to both the buildings themselves and the physical location. I know Princetown very well. It's very small, and like all the houses around the prison are all obviously like the prison's guards are people who work at the prison, and it's a really, really scary place. It's a horrible looking building, and I'm going to put some pictures of the moors in this video, but it's just this really scary, horrible looking building, and all around it's sort of grey, misty, sort of barren landscape, and obviously there's bogs and peat ditches everywhere, so it's quite, they say it's escape proof because if they try to escape, you know, they just get stuck in a bog and die. But they do take the prisoners out and make them do sort of manual labour around Princetown, so you can often see sort of orange, little groups of orange where they've put them out, and they're like England's worst of the worst are in that prison. So it's quite a scary place. Adds to the whole eerie feel of it. Just going to check my tea. So I've got my teacup that my brother got me for my birthday. And the way my family do it, although I'm the only one that takes sugar, is it's sugar first. And I'm not a very sweet person, so I like a big heaped teaspoon. You'd usually use a milk jug, but I don't have one. Some milk, say a centimetre, from the bottom of the cup. Give that a little stir to get that dissolving. And then and I don't know if you can see, but that's the first cup, so it's not massively dark, but that's about as dark as you'd like the first cup to be from doing it in this method, because it obviously gets stronger and stronger. And there you go, tea's ready. Let's put that to side. Continue with my little talk on the moors. Dartmoor abounds with myths and legends. It is reputedly the haunt of pixies and a headless horseman, a mysterious pack of spectral hounds, and a large black dog. During the great thunderstorm of 1638, the Dartmoor town of Widdicombe-on-the-Moor was even said to have been visited by the devil. Many landmarks have ancient legends and ghost stories associated with them, such as Jay's Grave, the ancient burial site at the Child's Tomb, the rock pile called Bowman's Nose, and the stone crosses that mark the medieval roads across the moor. A few stories have emerged in recent decades, such as the hairy hands that are said to attack travellers on the B3212 near two bridges, and the Beast of Dartmoor, a supposed large cat. Dartmoor is an old and ancient land, and so it should not come as a surprise that some of the old inhabitants of the moor have come back to haunt the places of their earthly lives. A few of the ghosts are kindly souls and have helped people with in their time of need. However, many of them still seek to cause chaos and mayhem on dark nights. So, yes. Quite a scary old place, really. So basically Dartmoor's my inspiration for a couple of bits that's going to go up. I'm going to put up a couple of the legends and the stories up, just to get everyone in the mood for Halloween. And yeah, cool. So that's basically how you make tea. That's how I make tea, English breakfast tea. I mean, like I said, there's lots of different ways that people do it. That's just the way that's favoured in my family. And those are my favourite tea bags too. I suggest anyone in England, because I used to be a PG Tips girl, so I tried these. So yeah, Marks and Spencer's Gold. They're amazing, especially while washing down a scone with clotted cream and jam. Okay, see you soon.